all of that being said, as is always the case, thank you all for being here. And while it's a simple, straightforward thank you, thank you, and thank you, it is no less heartfelt nor less any valuable, because this hobby is very important to me. It would not be possible without your efforts, your time, and your energies. This, without a shadow of a doubt, and all due a doing, is Lost Wages and Second Chances, Season 3, Episode 2, The Artful Slave of Royalty, Paupers, and Fate's Grace. There are darker moments in each and every one of the coterie members' lives. After all, they did die to be what they are now. There are darker moments in their existences from the moment of their death, their second birth, as some wily, witty, philosophical kindred might call the moment of embrace, until now. And yet, foremost in every existing being, fully alive in flesh or just simply alive in spirit, is the yearning, striving drive to be free on one's own agency and volition. That is not where the coterie present are. Trapped in body, trapped emotionally. Because as Lita so eloquently put it, she is in fact lost. This is in fact a desert, and not the desert oasis that is Las Vegas. This is the desert, all capital letters with a singular I, the I being her, in the midst of all of this heat and sand. Even at night, as cool as the wind is on the skin, the sand itself spills forth the heat of the day, the reminder that the sun was and is on its way once more to cook everything living and immolate everything that is dead. There is a ticking clock, because there is a job that you all were sent to do, to accomplish, to figure out, to find, that still has not been done. There is the weight of a growing battle, internecine strife without end in the offing. You all have dealt with dangerous persons of every gender, age, height, and weight over the last few nights, over the last few weeks. And here you are with all of that soup of strife drowning you in the present. Your freedom, your civil liberties, your right of agencies, and other hands. And that's where we dive into tonight's episode. That's where we pick up after encapsulating the entirety of the world around the characters outside of Primm and within its borders. So, alphabetically, in reverse, we have Rayan, Morgan, Lita, and Fancy. Quite simply, what is it that you do, attempt, or try?
I'm going to be trying to not only excise myself from whatever reliquary they have placed me in, but locate a sanctuary for the day to die in, because all things aside, the sun is on our ass.
Okay. So once you're dumped unceremoniously into the holding pen with several other individuals, it would be unfair to say that they are human. It would be unfair to say that they are kindred. The truth of the matter is, as they stand bruised, contused, and otherwise used, it is almost impossible to tell which is which, if there is a difference between either of the other ne'er-do-wells around you. There's clear gang influences, motorcycle gang influences. There are clear drunken and inebriated influences. There are clear suburban influences on those around you. And there is no separation between who or whom deserves being here more. Each person in this particular space, each being in this particular space behind their little small plexiglass barred space is in various states of disarray. They're in various states of ambulatory. Some are limping and talking to themselves. Some are sitting head on hands, and some are pounding their head into the glass in front of them. And others are more bending of their moment. Others are laying on the floor of their space, staring at the singular light over their head. Some others, instead of staring into the light, are shielding their eyes and resting. Some in fetal positions. Others attempting to do calisthenics, legs on glass and lifting themselves bodily. The manacles, the handcuffs that they're bound with being the only real thing keeping them where they are. Free of the handcuffs, it wouldn't be a problem at all to reach your hand out between those plexiglass bars and unlatch your cell door. But everyone has manacles, handcuffs, some even have leg irons, keeping them from being able to do just that. There's a common understood insult to injury, and that very much is the insult of it all. If not for the stupid handcuffs or foot manacles that they're all wearing, each and any one of them could have easily extricated themselves from the situation they're in.
So it's very much a freedom's right there, go ahead and take it. Haha, no you can't.
Yes.
Does this facility, like where I'm at, have like fucking CCTV, or are we just kind of, well, they can't get out, so why care?
They can't get out, but the footage might. Rayan is very much understanding of the darker impulses of most people, especially those willing to gamble, risk for something greater. He understands the very real bent, the reason for no cameras, because the footage may get out. Not for any other reason than that.
Well then, I suppose I'll wait for an opportune moment to act when guards fuck off to go handle something else, or just aren't genuinely paying enough attention. And I will subtly just click, maneuver my key around and begin unfastening myself.
There are some things that just shouldn't be as easy as they are, but you're thankful that this one in fact very much is. The key in your possession, the card key in your possession, is very much from your operation, your understanding of locks, having seen various antiques designed to secure things away. It's very much the idea of a skeleton key. Not quite a master key, but it most assuredly is designed to fit the bulk of the locks in use in this facility. And as you free yourself and make your way out of your cubicle, out of your resting space. I should have had that link already.
Pull a little bit of Miro right now, just so I'm not fucking unarmed when the time comes.
As you make your way out, you are... Hey, buddy. Look, hey, I see what you did. Take me with you. Hey. The gentleman behind that link is who's speaking to you. He's wearing a very well impressed boot sole tattoo on the left side of his face. His clothes are of a gaudier, higher status than most other individuals. And he has if not for the boot print on the face, he has matching bruises to almost everyone else, save underneath the bruising, underneath the dried blood and contusions. There is a face that every tricksy-ish mother or mother-in-law might love. He has the general demeanor of that smarmy pool boy or cabana boy or lawn mowing college kid. It's clear that he's older than that, but he has that vibe of, hey, Miss Johnson, you know, I can get that spot. And he is calling to you. Hey, look, I saw what you did. I'll keep my mouth shut. Take me with you.
Do I recognize this man?
You have the link. You know what he looks like.
No, I know. I just I need to know if I recognize him as being tied to us.
Wait, no, but you've been in places where you've seen images or seen him in passing, one way or the other.
Oh, right. I just look about.
Come on. Don't make me be the bad guy here. You know, I can raise my voice really easy. You help me, I help you. We both get the fuck out of here.
He just kind of looking at this frail, bound, and oh god, wait a second, I am at Hunger 5, aren't I?
Come on, buddy. Come on. Me and you against the world. Or if you really want to go solo, I will begin.
No, you don't got to do that. No, we can make ourselves a little deal. Hey, I'll help you get out of this. You just gotta give me something in exchange.
Even be here if it wasn't for a bitch. I can get you a girl. I can get you several girls. Whatever you need. Just help me out. But let me get out of here. The bitch that put me here, she's running around here now. Some little tough boxer girl. She was dressed like a hooker. Yeah, she was dressed like a hooker at first. I thought I had it. Anyway, don't worry about that. Look, I'm a businessman. I was in Primm to make a deal, and things went sideways. Help me out. And if you're good, if you're good, and you might be good or know somebody who is, we can get revenge on all these fuckers. I know what's going down here. Put it together.
What's going down?
Oh no. Get me the fuck out of here. Let's get out of here. We'll get somewhere safe and we'll talk about it. We'll make plans. There's money to be had, man. Money to be had.
Alright, I'm listening. He says as he kind of keycards open the cell, but enters. You know, actually, yeah, just turn around. Let me get your cuffs, and we'll figure out a way to get the hell out of here. I'm not exactly a big fan of the security. They like to beat the hell out of people without really talking to them.
No, they talk all right. I told you, the bitch that put me here. Here, and why am I turning around? Here, just undo the cuffs, man. Let's go. Come on. You know what? Don't worry about the cuffs. Let's go. Come on. Why are you blocking the way?
Well, you've got to get those damn things off. Otherwise, what fucking use are you?
Okay, well, then take them off. Come on. And it turns and extends his forearms towards you. Help me get out of here. We haven't been out that long. Come on, bro.
Yeah, no, just give me a second. He says as he grabs the forearm, and that screaming in the back of his head as he makes contact with a lip. Amplifies with every moment of contact, with every shrinking of the distance between them. I don't necessarily have to make a frenzy check for this, I just have to make a decision. Yeah, yeah, I guess while he's got a hold of him, and the man is bound, he'll just... I'm gonna need you to do something for me. Real quick, while I'm getting this done.
Come on, man. What are you doing? Just take the locks off. I saw you do your own. Come on.
Yeah, no, I'm on it. I'm moving, he says as he, maneuvers the key card. I'm just... Oh shit, is that a guard? He says, just quickly looking over in the direction of... these are like glass kind of see-through cubicles, yeah?
Yep, plexiglass bars.
Alright, he's gonna pull the old switcheroo. He'd be like, oh my god, what's that over there?
Alright, contested charisma plus persuasion or subterfuge. Roll as high as you possibly can. This particular individual's charisma is fairly high.
Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, that's not gonna turn out so well. Okay, let's see. This is for Rayan. We'll be using current hunger. Hell yeah. That's a 2. I don't believe I even... Yeah, no, it's all hunger, so I can't do anything about it.
Well, you could always do something about it. Just feast like a hungry beast that you are. The beast you are, less beast you become.
Sometimes... Oh my god, fuck this. Fuck this dice roller. Why does it hate me? Everyone who's rolled against me this week is crit.
Yeah, and he only had 4 dice. As you see.
Honestly, this is gonna make me cry at some point. But, yeah, I guess just seeing that his distraction has failed, just kind of... That last sliver of patience and humanity will just kind of move aside and make way for a more bestial instinct. Get the fuck out of here.
Alright, that being the case, go ahead and roll your strength and brawl. Again, contested, whoever wins, wins. While that is happening... Morgan, have you ever been in jail in real life?
No.
Whether actually or in your mind. The reason why I ask, there are stations of the day that most older Catholics use to say their prayers. Much like with Islam, there are hours of the day that are set aside prayer for communion with your higher power. Whether that's the Abrahamic, God, Jehovah, what have you, or Shintoism and their ancestor worship, or the Orishas, or what have you. There are hours of the day where a person makes themselves as calm and as at peace as possible to speak with their lords and saviors, their powers that either can or might manifest in their favor. The quiet hours is one of my favorite ideas when it comes to Catholicism and the older style of stations of the day and when you worship and when you make your prayers. It's funny that those hours, the little hours, coincide perfectly with when the body circadian cycle is at its lowest during the day. It's a low point. It is when most people have a pick-me-up, a energy drink, a little tea, maybe some coffee, and get back to their toil. But for older Catholics, it was a moment of communion. That disquiet of spirit, that is only stilled in the presence of something of higher station is where most people find themselves behind bars. It's where most people find themselves when their freedoms are taken away. After a point, they get to the understanding, the habitualized nature of finding that peace, even if it's just for a few moments, while they're push-ups or sit-ups or working out or running or staring at the ceiling. That's where Morgan is in this moment, understanding that out there, several handful of feet away, the pounding and screams that she hears, and screams that she is accustomed to hearing in that voice, the yelling, the rage, the excited exhalations, while just as passionately voiced, are not as pleasurably motivating.
Hello?
Sorry, I'm hearing some weird clicking on my end.
It looks like it's Lita's mic. Are you typing something, Lita?
Yep.
Mystery solved. I was very confused for a moment. As I recall, they had just sent a lawyer over from the casino. Hello?
Yes. The was yes, you're correct.
Oh, it just didn't come through. Sorry, no,
Right.
that one didn't get picked up.
She will cross her hands demurely on the table and lean forward a little bit. So, what exactly are we doing here? Like, clearly you were sent for something.
Yes, but let's be perfectly honest. We both know nothing's gonna really change. We both know you'd rather go down with whatever ship. And let's just be perfectly honest. I don't mind getting paid to do absolutely nothing. So it typically takes anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes before we reach the discordant note, and I straighten my tie, adjust my cufflinks, and show that I'm above this and make an attempt toward the door, at which point you call me back, we play a few round and round games of this, that, and the other. You finally get to the point where I annoy you enough that you actually reveal who you actually are. You frown, you snarl, you may even attempt to bite, at which point I defend myself, I adjust my tie, show you that I'm stronger, faster than you think that I am, and then I leave you to his final judgment. So instead of doing all of that, as you see, I didn't even bother to wear my suit. Let's just sit in camaraderie, silence, and at the same time, which, there's 26 minutes left, we can cut out the entirety of the middleman. He doesn't really care anyway. And just is between you and I, because I'm sure that you're going to dissipate into nothingness sooner or later. He's a bit old in the way that he does things. I'm wilier than everybody else. Look at me, I'm Vito Corleone. No, the world has moved on. You, persons like yourself, have moved on. So why keep doing the same thing, expecting a comportment that just leaves me having to buy more French cuffed shirts, having to have my jacket taken to the cleaners, wiping your blood and the memory of you from presents, and he's going to do the same thing anyway, because you're going to say no and you're going to try to. So let's just not. Let's have a moment. Let's enjoy the stillness.
I am curious what I'm saying no to before I've even said anything.
Yeah, see, that's that whole gamemanship thing. Let me talk. Maybe as long as we're talking, things is going to work. No.
It's gonna
make you an offer.
And, no, I truly have no idea. Because she's innocent.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't be here if you were innocent. You wouldn't be here if you were...
No, she has the innocence.
No, I'm aware. You wouldn't be here if you had not done something somewhere along the line. Normally at this point comes the tears, the crying for mom, dad, sister, brother, whatever. But, there was this guy, this Buddha-like older guy, a long time ago, that was like, I am the judgment of your God. Yeah, that's kind of where I am. That's kind of who I am. I represent the judgment of all the things that you may or may not have done, the people you may or may not associate it with. Hell, you're here with that jackass, which means we know that you were at least an associate and accomplice after the fact, or maybe before the fact. Who knows? Depending on how in love he was with you. So, yeah.
It's still telling me nothing.
No, it isn't. Because it's a waste of time. I tell you something, I make an offer, you get insulted. Again, let's not. What do you want to do? I got some cards. You know how to play gin rummy?
I'm not much of a card player. Never was a gambler.
Yeah. You mind if I play solitaire?
Just a thought maybe you could do your job.
Or I can get paid for doing nothing. I can get paid for spending your last moments with you. You don't think that you're the only person that happened to, by accident, do something to piss off the old man, right? You don't think like this is the first time that we've had to use this particular station. Normally this is for, drunken bikers that get picked up along the road or who try to ride through town or rouse people. This is the station where they use as kind of like a fort. Remember the old, there's an old movie, Fort Apache, with a bunch of cops fighting the gangbangers in the neighborhood. That's kind of what this police station is. It's county and Primm PD, and they use it as a battlefront, basically. People that come here don't actually get due process. They get a process. I'm usually the last hope of anybody, but so far, in 20 years of doing this, so far, No, only 3 people. No, nope. There was that couple back in '85. That's 5 people who didn't waste my time. Didn't make me work for something that I really don't need to be working for. You know, I'm too old for that. I know it doesn't look like it. I eat right, take care of myself. You know, drink a little ginger pate, perks you right up. But again, I'm too old for the hullabaloo. Telling like 20 years of doing this, it's the same story. And he starts laying out his solitaire set. He hits his game. Yeah, that's what each hand of solitaire actually is. It's an entire game, all of its own game you play by yourself. And
So, if you've only managed to get 5 people out in 20 years, are you really good at your job, or are you bad at your job, or are you just lazy?
oh no, I'm really good at my job, but unfortunately most people are just stubborn. It's ingrained in us that there's this whole idea of American exceptionalism. All it takes is just the right. No, that's not the way. That's not the way that it works. People believe it is, and that's fine. They're entitled to their opinion, but it goes to their head. They buy the lie. They think that, you know, there's another way. There's always another way. Yeah, another way to get yourself fucked over. But people never listen. People never listen to that little voice in the back of their head. People never say, oh, well, I'm not going to push it that far. I'm just going to make a decision and choose a path. I'm going to... No one does that. Everyone always, when given the opportunity of A or B, will always instinctually try to go for C. And when C fails, they get angry. I should be able to do C. I should be able to... No. Doesn't work that way. But anyway, I don't know if you like to talk. I don't really mind. And he starts dealing a hand of solitaire. It's just, if I'm gonna get paid the same, I don't really need to or want to have to buy more clothes. I don't really need to or want to have my own hopes dashed because people are just, like, pardon the French, flaming idiots. So I'll just sit with you and...
Clearly, I'm such a violent person, having, come with the cops so kindly and gently. Not even a little scrap of resistance.
Nope. But that was then, when you had all of outside. There was this girl. She could have been more than 19, maybe. Freshman at Syracuse. She got on the wrong side of the old man. Demure and meek as a country mouse. Walked in, all smiles, trying to introduce herself to the officers who brought her in. She was cutie. Only person I feel bad about, because she really was on her way to college. She really didn't. She really wasn't. And we found out later that the VIN for the car that she was on had been cloned. And so, anyway, so she's all meek and demure and talking to the officers, and they say they don't even need cuffs with her. And I come in and I offer her the deal, and of course, as per usual, people assume that there's a C instead of an A or a B, and she tries talking. She explains who her father is, who her mother is. She explains that they're U.S. senators and senators' aide, and she's on her way to Syracuse. But it's not my concern. There was an A or a B. She tried to choose C. And when I told her that, well, unfortunately, I guess that means that this is over, but thank you for your time. The only person who surprised me, caught me a little bit off guard. She dug her fingernails so deep into my suit jacket and into my flesh that for about a month afterwards, I was picking out small little minute pieces of her fingernails. Mankind, and by extension kindred, are animals. You do understand that, like, and And while you may not grasp that, I do. Even the lowliest of minds have teeth.
See, that story's all well and good. Glad this
Now
can keep you on your toes. But it still sounds like a whole bunch of bullshit to me, and you haven't offered me shit.
No, I haven't. Because again, it's the same endless cycle.
Which just means you're lazy.
Maybe so. But I get paid for being lazy. And I will get to see tomorrow. My family isn't being beaten within an inch of their existence as I sit here. My future isn't dwindling as I sit here. I will leave here paid several ways for having spent a few moments giving you solace, or at least someone to watch as you decline. Even that verbal assault that you just launched at me is proof positive of the several hundred times that I've been in this exact same situation. And when you realize that, while yes, it bothers me, and yes, I'm hurt deeply inside, that
You're not.
That I'm not affected by it, because I know how this ends. I will drink scotch to you later.
I doubt that.
But in the moment, you know how this ends. Because the anger is bubbling now for you. The desperation is bubbling. Soon you're going to get to the point where you're going to raise your voice, or worse yet, there was this gentleman back in was that 93? Got real quiet, leaned real close, summoned up his best Clint Eastwood voice. Him I liked because he was super angry, like shaking. His face was apoplectic, but he did not raise his voice. He didn't throw a punch. He didn't try to mind whammy me with anything. Just got real close and he started talking. Lord. And his threats were still there, but they were just so classically done. They don't have money. What I have are experiences and a life lived. Boy, you're half the age that I was. And I killed my first man, and I will continue, and there's nothing you can do to this. And it was great. It gave me chills. He was, you know. I miss him. I miss everybody. I remember, unfortunately, unlike the old man, I get a chance to see everybody's face. I usually am the last person to see anybody's face. Usually the look in their eyes and watch as hope dwindles.
So why don't you tell me what you really want then? Instead of this bullshit story.
Oh no, it's not bullshit. It actually happened, unfortunately. I wish it did. But you know, being as you're insistent, and you clearly, it matters to you, the opportunities are quite simple. The old man owns you. And for being owned and cared for like a pet, doing exactly as told, you get a chance to leave here relatively unscathed. He'll even put you up for a room. All it takes is saying yes. And drinking what's in my bag. No questions asked. See?
Let me guess, a little drop of his blood?
Remember what I told you? People just can't ever do A or B. There has to be a C and D, and some people can go all the way to Z.
No.
I told you I've been here before. Like, it is what it is. Like, that's it.
So the answer is yes, that's what's in your bag. And that's fine.
No. Drop. Oh no, not a drop. But and he starts dealing another round of solitaire. People always think there's another option. There really isn't. So
I'm sorry, did I say no? I just wanted to verify whose blood it was.
25 minutes. Time goes much slower when you watch. I don't know why that is. I wish it wasn't the case. I wish a lot of things, if you haven't realized. I spend a lot of time wishing.
So are you gonna hand me your bag or not?
I mean, why did I pass the jag? You didn't say yes. See that whole third option? Everyone goes for the third option.
Oh, you mean the one where I said I didn't say no, which
That-
implies
yes.
yeah.
We don't go off implications, except for in court.
So,
Then this is not court.
oh, so you're not lazy. You just don't care. Got it. Give me the fucking bag.
It's not yes. A, B. That's it. And he pauses his game and actually looks at you again.
Oh, I have your attention now.
You never didn't have my attention. I don't like being surprised. Yes, it's A or B. There's no C, D, E, or anything else. Yes. Or I leave.
Sure, why not? What's one more debt?
Hey, there we go again. Is that a yes? You need to say the words. Words have power. Exact words for a contract matter more than any intentions or implied intentions. I did tell you I was a lawyer, right?
Nah, you bypassed that little part when they said they were going to send a lawyer over.
No, I didn't ask what they told you. I said, I did tell you, right? I thought I did. I've done this speech so many times, I could probably do it in my sleep. In fact, I know for a fact I have at least once, maybe twice. No, there was that week I got back from Miami. And yeah, it was a whole thing. Everything.
You like the sound of your own voice, don't you?
It's the only one that actually stayed with me. Everyone else has died.
Oh, not even the boss man? His voice doesn't stick with you?
At least. Everyone is so terribly boring. Everyone is so terribly set in the idea that they are exceptional because they exist. No one has seen more deaths than me, not even the old man, because he has other people do it for him. No one's seen the last light of anybody's life as often as I have. And it comes down to the same thing. It always does. And yet, I find myself here far too long doing the same damn thing. I don't really have a way out. I don't know even if I had a way out that I'd take it.
Yeah, people
Yes.
tend to like being alive. Even if it's long past time for them to die.
Yes, very much so. So yeah. Did you see where I had the jack? I know I saw the jack.
It's up your sleeve.
No, I don't cheat. So he picks up the cards, reshuffles them together, and starts the game over. Well, that's one loss for me. And he starts dealing.
So we're talking terms of contract. Do you have one written out for me? Or is it just word of honor?
Oh no, it's far more than word of honor, but it's yes, or. And anything but yes is an or, so. I've already outlined the terms, really quite simple. You say yes, you drink what's in the bottle, you're put up for the night, and the old man owns you. Lock, stock, body, and soul. You do as he says, when he says. Not that hard. Again, A, B. There is no C. Then he continues dealing. That's where it was. 16 cards in. I knew I saw that fucking jack. I can't believe it. This is just a matter of being patient. And so he marks it down. Damn it, 2 games I lost. Shuffles the cards back together. All because of a stupid jack. You know the jacks used to be called knaves.
Yeah, I'd heard something like that.
And he starts dealing another game of solitaire. The 3rd game of solitaire.
You're not very good at that solo thing, are you?
I actually am about the best that there has been at this game. I've played it literally 20 years straight. I always lose just the right amount that the house always wins. But I win enough to keep the hope going, which is what it's all about after all. Keeping just enough hope that it doesn't kill you.
And what else is there but hope, right?
Here's a good scotch.
Can't stomach this stuff anymore.
Most of you can't. There was the what's that guy's name? Juggler came through here. 94. His whole little crew. Most of them, except for that little his girl Friday. What was her name? She stood out because she didn't realize I was paying attention to her, but her brother was a cop. And Juggler didn't realize it. He said that they'd been together and he helped bring her over, blah, 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 blah. But her brother's a cop. And so right then, I already knew who was really in charge with that whole party. They went up to Vegas after leaving here and were driven on back to where they came from. Normally, guests are giving a little hospitality, given a little leeway, but they had a real hard on for making sure everybody knew that they were anarchs. All they do is just be quiet. All they had to do was just pick A or B. They thought they were getting away with something. They thought they were, I don't know, masters of the open road or some bullshit. He wasn't even the master of his own household. His little girl Friday, the black girl that was with him, was really the brains of the operation. It's the only reason why they were allowed to get up to Vegas anyway. The old man thought that they'd raise enough hell that Prince what's-his-face would call him in as muscle, like the bad old days. Back during the 40s, he said, when he was up in Vegas and the wars with the at the time got out of hand. But anyway, and as he deals, you notice that every 3rd card that he turns over falls in line with one of the rules already laid out on the table. Almost as if the first 2 games were set dressing. And as that thought occurs, you realize that he had seen a jack. Neither had you. But he knew that it was there. All the same. The same as it's always been and always will be. When given a choice between one or the other, it is instinctual. to look for another option. Things can't be that simple. Things can't be that straightforward. There's always another way. At least that's what everyone tells themselves. And as there's 2 deals left in his present game, is there anything that Morgan says, does?
As I just realized I was muted again. All right, she will lean forward, tap on one of the ace cards, and flip her hand over and is like, yeah, let's do this.
And with decisions made and hanging over and weighing in the balance, it is 50 after the hour. Take a quick 10 and be back here at the turning of the hour.
Hee hee.
Hey, when the tonguing is done, we'll take God even go. She's not been 2 weeks from show went down. Oh, hey, how we doing?
I'm doing fine. Poorly made decisions based on the understanding that I am hungry as fuck, but
Well,
Just
stop it.
Just talking to some crisp. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, for the most part. And yeah, no, Morgan, it definitely is an authority figures thing. It really just does feel like it's he's going to either sit here until he gets bored, then walk away, or you give quite literally a yes or a no, explicitly a yes or a no. It's I don't even. As I was telling Fancy, that's some like straight up Fey level adherence to explicit terminology.
Yeah.
It very much is. I didn't bother introducing him or broadening who he was on the mural, specifically to not hedge too much and show too much that is to be discovered later. If everyone survives. But yeah, he Chief Damon Greywing is in fact an attorney, and the Duchy of Good Fortune have fallen sway to the Prince of Primm. It is 100% exactly that. The contract is as simple and as straightforward as that. Anything but a yes is in fact a no. And he literally has fought often enough that he's decided to not ruin any good clothes, because the responses are all unfortunately the same. He really is tired. He really is like, this is just fucking rich. It's going to be the same damn thing. It's always the same damn thing. But continued existence is better than not. It's very much that middle manager who, hey, I can't make it into work. Okay. You don't want, nah, I don't give a shit. You said you couldn't make it into work. Nothing is going to change that. But everybody else asked for a doctor's note. And why? You can either fake it or it's an emergency. If it's an emergency enough for you to fake it, then it's an emergency. So why? But I have FMLA, which means okay. But you didn't even ask. Okay. But I can't come into work. I know. My grandmother's real sick. Right. That's a little cold. No, it's not. You say your grandmother's sick. That means I know you're not coming in. But my dog's on the roof, which means that by Friday your dog's gonna die. You're gonna need 3 days off. I didn't even say that. Why could you say? Well, that's just the way these things go. Like this is like the 7,332nd dog on the roof. We are of the hour. Is everybody else back?
Maybe.
I'm here.
And back.
Excellent. Back is good. We left several decisions in the offense, several differing things being accomplished and accounted for with Rayan and Morgan. The air of decision and the sword of Damocles is literally hanging over the coterie's head. Lita, alone in the desert, miles upon miles upon miles away from everything that she has known thus far, is presented with the image of this facility sitting there in the distance, close enough to touch, close enough to behold, and she has managed to secret herself away from their prying eyes and eluding their capture. What, if anything, does she do?
I guess I try to find an entrance to one of the buildings.
Now, is she doing the desperate run towards salvation and crawling and just checking doors, or is there a methodology to how she is attempting to slip beneath notice, to escape view, to be unseen and unrecognized, to be not perceived as she makes her way in? Or is she, damsel in distress? Let me in!
Probably relying on enhanced senses to stay away from people. And look for a door.
Okay. Enhanced senses, you say. Now, most people, when they think of enhanced senses, only focus on the eyes. They don't really think about the largest sensory organ the body has, the skin. They don't think about the olfactory sense or the oral sense. Is she utilizing any sense besides sight, or is she solely using sight? Or is this a whole body investment into being aware of everything?
At least enhanced hearing too. Might mess around with enhanced senses, enhanced scent a little bit, just to see if anybody's trying to sneak up on me, maybe.
All right. That being the case, Lita, would you be so kind to go ahead and roll your wits plus auspics as high as you possibly can.
The worst roll.
Is that your final roll?
I'll let it stand.
Okay. I see. Oh, that's unexpected. A facility of this size vibrates and hums. There are doors closing, rolling, and slamming. There are vehicles in the distance. There's the surprisingly dense and bass-like electromagnetic field from all of the photovoltaic generators out there behind you, forming the ring of death between the buildings and the rest of the desert. There is the heat wafting off of them, which seems to even sizzle now because that excess energy, well, it goes somewhere. All of that gathered photovoltaic and the heat and the wind turbines an eighth of a mile further beyond the facility, all of that noise combines, compounds, conflates with the ambient noise of the human bodies around you. The walkie-talkies, the mobiles, the cell phones, the crunch of boots on sand and move transitioning inside to hard-packed tiled and what have you. There are noises and the feeling of heat and wind, and you literally put your face into a bowl of ice water while someone uses a sports massager up and down your spine. It's a sensory overload. It is a pounding and pounding, and all of the many little noises that people do, all of the many little noises that machinery does, all of the little unnoticeable noises of jerboas and desert mice and snakes and birds overhead. It is a jungle out there in the desert, and you are the only person aware of it. The life, the vitality, the false mechanical life and vitality of this facility, and you'd much rather commune with the dead. At least they don't tell any tales. At least they don't misrepresent things. In the midst of all of this, however, you realize that you are not alone. There's the crunch, the pause, the slink, and the skulking. Other things out there. Finding a door is relatively easy in the grand scheme of things. After all, it's just you just need to get inside. You need to get somewhere where you can scout, reconnoiter, and find a bit of safety. The door opens and closes behind you. And when you stop moving, whatever it was that took that first initial step onto that tile floor behind you stopped moving. You were roughly 22 feet from the door to to the left of the door, down one aisle, attempting to find another door or find what building you are in, needing a place to lay low. Without a shadow of a doubt, you know that there is something back there, something aware of you.
Hello? Here?
When you call out, do you stop moving? Do you turn around to go back and find it or face it? Or what is it that you do when you call out hello? And you hear that hello back to you.
Probably turn around.
Again, you're roughly out of sight of the door. Whatever came in is back there. And you're sure that when you stop moving, it stopped moving. Looking back the way you came is almost as heart-wrenchingly depressing as looking forward. Because you haven't been here before. You don't know what any of those several score of doors lead to. You're not sure what's there ahead of you. And while you are aware of some of what might be behind you, there is still that weight of the unknown. There is still that weight of whom does that voice belong to? How did they know I was fucking here? And why? Dry but dry.
I'm looking for a bit to see what's going on. So I will continue confronting this unknown.
So you move back the way you came?
Yeah.
There is an instinctual fear of every living being of the unknown. Because in essence, that's what death is. That's what death signifies. A change so massive that what came before it doesn't exist any longer. And that realization, that feeling, and that presence is very much what possesses Lita in these moments as she inches and ekes her way down the hall back the way that she came. These garishly bright overhead lights buzzing as they do. The sound of her own footfalls on the tiled floor beneath her. The only recognizable sound. Bounding the corner. The door is closed. The lights are buzzing. The sound of the space is relatively empty in this space. Far closer than it has any right to be. Hello.
So it's going to be like that, is it? Was there anything I'm seeing that's giving me an indication of where they are?
It should be. There should be some telltale sign of life, vitality. There should be some telltale sign of footfall or more along the tiled floors beneath you. The rustle of fabric, the annoying jangling of keys and loose change. Instead, as heightened, as aware, as focused as Lita is, the absence of those things, like standing on shaky ground, and standing on a veranda during the middle of a 7.7 earthquake, knowing that there's nothing stable beneath you, because what you previously considered solid and sound is swaying and rocking as if it is listening to an aerobic power soundtrack, just moving and shaking and giving all pretenses of stability up. Lita standing. The world itself is moving beneath her feet with such rapidity and anger. It was ever still.
Well, if you're going to stay hidden, I'm not going to just tap.
There are several abilities that I keep saying Lita, so do please forgive me. Marta has that others do not.
Yes.
There are several gifts of the blood and gifts of association that she has. Is there anything in her bouquet, its applications on the world around her, or in her philosophical upbringing that she wishes to engage in?
I don't think any of her blood sorceries would be helpful right now. So I think I'm going to have to just wait for this guy to make a move. So I'm going to continue my search of the building.
She goes back to her appraisal of her space. She goes back to trying to find her way forward, to try to find some sanctuary, some place to die for the day, or is she looking for her compatriots, her cohort?
Either would be good. Any signs of the coterie would be where she would start heading for, but lacking that, she's probably just going to find a broom closet to sleep in for the day. Well, die in for the day.
Okay, so she needs to find a either or. Would you... Let's do this. Would you be so kind as to roll your intelligence and either occult or insight? DC 3.
I'll get this to roll yet.
What was that?
Said I won't get this to roll yet. Looks good.
At multiple points over the course of this evening, she has made eye contact with one and more of her coterie members. At several points along this evening, she has connected with one or more of her coterie members. And while it is one of the darker, villainous aspects of what she can do, what she's learned, what she's manifested in her blood, in her being, there is a point, a dastardly, dirty tactic she has that she can potentially summon up with any luck. It's dastardly and dirty because it, well, it's designed in its initial usage and creation for one thing, and that's to hunt down and destroy a thing. Question is, will she apply the fullness of herself toward that task? Will she tap into those darker abilities and trainings? Will she utilize all that she has been given?
I think she will. I think she will try out unerring pursuit. If she can.
So, on which coterie member?
Well, I guess Fancy is the one I know is not in immediate danger of being beaten to death, kind of thing. Last I saw, anyway, so I'll try to find her.
Okay, that being the case, would you be so kind as to go ahead, roll your resolve plus auspics. DC is 3, and while that roll is happening, Fancy, would you be so kind as to roll your wits plus awareness DC 4? Is that what you want to stand, Martha?
I'm gonna burn a willpower.
Okay. Yeah. Martha, raise your hunger by 1. You get the opportunity.
Okay.
There's a cost for doing business. There is a exchange of value. For employment is literally giving your time in exchange for finance. But everything else in our current society and connected with it still has that same barter of goods for tribute of value and other things. When tapping into the beast, when risking it for the biscuit, as it were, the beast gives and takes with both hands. It's never, ever not going to have its pound of flesh. The only question is when. And as Martha recalls the green of Fancy's eyes, as Martha recalls the shape of Fancy's eyes, how her lips look as she is smiling or smirking or speaking, and from the lips out to the chin and up and around the face, the shape of her face, the scent of the products that she uses to smooth her coif into place, the glint of light that seems to follow her as she's usually wearing some sequin or other attire that attracts the eye. He chooses that moment. Take its pound of flesh. It chooses that moment when you're looking forward and seeing wall upon wall upon hall upon hall, and oh look, that's a lovely dark tinted window you're passing, and you realize approximately how far to where Fancy is. The beast chooses that moment to make itself understood. A big fat, I will help you because it keeps me alive. Don't you forget it. And all of you begin moving towards Fancy's location, drawn like you are in fact a magnet to the ore of what she is. And the ore of what you are, Fancy, is fucking tired. These dirty, lousy motherfuckers. Because that's literally what they are. They're thugs in well-pressed uniform. Each of them sprouting the overdeveloped musculature of Vitaeus. Because most of them fail to understand the ramifications of keeping a ghoul in line for so very long. Even if the bulk doesn't happen, the corded muscles tangling in and on themselves does. The sharpened razor-like wit that tends to develop. The predilection to having your steak rare or blue rare. The need for constant sustenance. All of those telltale things that she understands about ghouls, she is noticing in them. There's the hint of undercooked beef. There's the various shapes and sizes of them all, but also that wary hungriness to them. They're not quite the monsters that Kindred are, but they are definitely more wolf than any other mortal. And so many of them. so very bloody fucking many of them. How could any one kindred provide enough vitae for this many people? And as you pass the dark tinted window to your left, as you are being carried along towards a clear holding facility, a holding, probably some interrogation little office, you see them carrying Marta. You know you're not Martha. You know what your image looks like. You've seen yourself from various angles that most persons of your generation would have never dreamed. And yet, as you pass the dark tinted window, you see Marta instead of you. It takes a second to register. The window, the mirror, is dark. It is not designed to be reflective, not truly, but because of the buzzing overhead lights, it does cast a reflection of what's happening in the hall, and you are sure as to what you saw.
I'm noticing that, but she doesn't react because obviously, what's that gonna do? They're gonna go looking for somebody or something similar. So it's kind of a weird, trick of the light, trying to like maybe suss out two-way mirror. Those are the things that are going on in her head. But for the most part, she's just gonna, gentlemen, while I enjoy your escorting me, are we going to be there soon? I'm kind of tired. It's been a long night.
You just fucking say, are we there yet? God damn it. That's gotta be the fucking worst. No, it's not the worst. What about that guy that pissed himself? Oh yeah, that was fucking great. Shut it. I'm supposed to be talking to that one. Why? Why does he got it in for this spade? That
Guess what?
ain't none of our business. Didn't stutter, you.
Your
You know what you
mama.
are. She might have been at one point or another, but my dad made sure that he pumped her with a good enough amount of Polish juices that wasn't a factor.
So what bottom of the barrel do they scrape you out? Disgusting.
Oh no scraping needed. She tried to have an abortion, but I was too tough for it to take.
Nancy does not
All too
hide the
soon.
disgust on her face.
All too soon and all too late, you find yourself in the interrogation room. It is clear that is what it is. There's the far too comfortable couch, the chaise lounger. There's a small arm height table between the two. You would normally say cocktail table, but it is literally too wide for that. Nothing small or compact about it except for its height, and yet it doesn't conform to the features of either the lounger or the couch, but it's still there. Normally it'd be where you would sit your ashtray or your drinks, but it's none of those things. It's the sort of thing that is designed to start a conversation, but not to be used as in any other way than that. There's all sorts of strange filigreed curlicues and fleur-de-lis and this, that, and the other, attached and unattached and hanging from it and attached. It's just odd. It does do the job of prompting and provoking the imagination, but furniture should be useful. As you sat there for a pace, the door finally opens. Which you expect answers. You expect some clarity, knowing who might walk through the door. You expect some enlightenment, some anything. If it's a priest, pastor, a judge, a lawyer, a doctor, one of the other uniformed assholes out there in the dark. Anything. Almost anything. Except for Luca. He stands there in his broad, so very old, striped tie. The tie is older than most of the people who are guarding this facility. His dark brown eyes begin beneath. Same dark brown eyes that you looked into hours before you ceased to be. And he steps inside. Close. And then moves to the chaise lounger to put his feet up and wait. Putting one hand over the next and waiting. Just waiting. Those eyes you thought you could fall into forever, watching you, fixating on you, silently.
Opens her mouth to speak, but can't. Gets stuck in her throat, and instead, the last thing she ever wanted to do, seeing him again, happens. She starts crying. Tears just pouring. And ugly crying, lip trembling. Oh, fucking people. Why did you send you in here? Why you?
Fancy cannot touch you. Can I hug you?
Anybody who's ever seen him has never seen her move this fast. She practically tackles him, throwing herself into his arms and wrapping herself around him and just sobbing.
In life, when you knew him, when you shared what you two shared, he'd always been a rock. He'd always been solid and strong, implacably focused. He defied his blood on both accounts to spend. Get to know you, to get to understand you, to woo you. He risked everything, sharing what he was with you, for you, with every intention of keeping you from being anything but with him. Denying his father, denying Shlomo, denying and counteracting even Benedict himself, daring the entirety of the world to alter his decision, to challenge him on that. he had. He was unsuccessful in doing anything more. He was unsuccessful in keeping you from dying. He was unsuccessful in keeping you being taken from him. And he was unsuccessful in keeping his rage from doing anything more than keeping him from exceeding and excelling at rising through the ranks further than what he already is. In the here and now, in this space, just the two of you. And all of that resolute strength melts. He's warmer than he should be. And as your potato-tinged tears make contact with the fabric of his shirt and his suit, there's this the exact same suit. The best you know pick out 2 tones darker and deeper than the jacket. Small little detail that most wouldn't notice and was years ahead of its time, sartorially. That little pop of differentiation, that little pop of color. The fact that while yes, he's obeying the rules of sartorial dress, stating that the tie must be darker than the shirt, it is just so. In shade and hue. 1, 2 tones darker. The pinky ring he's wearing is yours. His signet ring from his family with the stylized gold G isn't anywhere on his fingers. That plain, unadorned, midnight black band is on his left hand. And that's it. It's all the adornment that he's wearing in the moment.
For a good 2 or 3 minutes of her crying, she kind of pulls herself together and is like wiping at her face. I need somewhere to stay for the night, for the day. I have to be out of here by sunset tomorrow. The old man is mad at me right now, and he sent us all away. But we couldn't make it because we crashed, and I don't know where the rest of my coterie is.
Yeah, Mama. You don't have to do anything more. Stay with me right now. Me, you, your other people. Right here. They'll be fine. All of this is for you. That's why the old man wanted you to leave. It's not ready yet. Everyone thinks the old man is in charge of this. There's a peace agreement between us and him. You weren't supposed to be here because that's a different clause. You have protection here. Your others. They're you and them by working with Max, with have made yourselves the enemy of the old man. Max, like the rest of the family, have been trying to find a way to finally get rid of Benedict. It means Montrose will step into the princedom. He'll fight tooth and nail to keep anybody and everything from taking his friend's position. Means he'll be distracted. Meaning that either we, Slow-Mo has been trying to take out Benedict for years. Bringing out the threat to everybody else, keeping Montrose busy hunting ghosts. Leaves Benedict to make the calls for almost everything else. Montrose cleaning up a big enough mess keeps him from being able to defend Benedict, which is where the old man comes in at. Benedict is a creature of habit. When things get down and dirty, who do you think he's going to call, demand, put their life on the line to protect him besides the old man? In a position to either take out Benedict or Montrose. I know his plan because I know his plan. I know that I can keep you safe, Myanmar. Worthwhile. We can be together again.
Is that why you work?
The job for Max.
You don't know how long I wanted this very thing, and I swear it's one of those too good to be true situations for me right now. Because Max sent me out here to get answers for her, and I knew what those answers were, and then I didn't realize what he was planning. I realized too late what he was planning and walked right into this fucking trap.
I've been planning this in every way I can for 54 years, Myanmar. I needed something valuable enough that he would wibble, that he'd leap. I needed something valuable enough that I could use as leverage. His loneliness did it for us. His loneliness helped make this possible. His feelings of betrayal by Benedict helped make this possible. He doesn't realize how good he has it out here. He is untouchable. Here. He is unassailable. Here. He's willing to go back every tooth and claw to the one place. He takes both of your hands in his and brings you closer. Where I can fucking kill him for all that he's taken from me. Peace. Give him. And Benedict. And Montrose. You. Me. Myanmar. Can spend forever together.
biting her lip, thinking about all this. Because in the back of their head, there's still that overthinking of, this is too perfect. This is really dangerous. But she kind of leans forward and cups his face in both of her hands. I trusted you then, and I'm going to trust you now. To keep me safe. And I will do what I can from my side of things. The true man is a wily fucking fox, and he's not going to take it easy or go down without a fight. They took 2 of his bargaining chips off the table by accident tonight. He doesn't have them, but neither do we. I do have my copies of the books. And I already know you know what books I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I do. I'm sorry things went wilder than I'd hoped, but I planned as much as I possibly could. I've spent the last 54 years dreaming of how to make this right. I've been working 54 years to remain invisible. People of destiny who don't see what's going on. People never understand. As much as the old man swears that he has everything in hand, he doesn't realize this whole thing. Not 2 birds with 1 stone. 3 birds, 1 stone. You, me, husband and wife, forever. And he takes off his pinky ring, which is not his pinky ring. Your engagement ring. The anima. In every way. He slips the ring onto your finger. He takes you into his arm. And he steps back, eases onto the shades, pulling you down on top of him. You two can have the closeness of touch that you didn't have on your wedding.
In that moment,
And Martha comes barreling through the door.
I heard somebody does getting down and dirty. This is the Blue Ball Police.
Oh, for the record, what you see, Martha, when you open the door where your senses have led you to Nancy. She is a very tall, dark, handsome, clearly first, maybe second generation Italian Americans are laying together on the shades. The room is made out like some modern psychological torment of an interrogation room. There's a couch, there's a chaise, there's a conversation starting coffee table, end table. You're not sure what the fuck it is. It pauses you and as you try to take in the somberness of the room. The darkness that should be oppressive very much seems like mood lighting. With Fancy and her date laying on the chaise with you in the doorway. Miles away, Morgan sits as the lawyer plays card nearing the end of the hand. And a distance of less than a quarter of a block from where you are inside of the same facility, Rayan fights for his life. Because that's what it is. It is a battle of life and death. Rayan's beast knows what he does not consider. Tomorrow is not promised unless, of course, you make it so. And the only way to make it so is the blood that is inside that gentleman's form. That gentleman that he is wrestling with. Like Daniel did the angel. That gentleman that he's wrestling with, that he's seen before. Rayan, as an arm bar goes into place, causing you to scream out, do you yell his name? As you struggle for purchase to swing back around and get a hold of him so that you can...
Did I yell his name, you asked?
Yes.
Yeah.
As your arm goes hyperextended and you swing back around, the beast beginning to bear down on you. It's not a frenzy. It is a calculated, I need to put this motherfucker down. What name do you yell out?
Just in that moment of physical exertion. It's, God damn it, Baxter!
Like a whisper through the ages. A reminder of what had been, what might be. I'd like to thank you all. Look forward to seeing you all next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Fancy boobies.